Breaking news from the NFL into the Fanfare newsfeed.
I've got some breaking news, somewhat breaking news about Dalvin Cook that's gonna blow your socks off. I cannot believe that nobody has been talking about this story, and yes, late last night, it just completely blew up. I haven't seen it on ESPN. I haven't seen it on any of the Miami Dolphins YouTuber channels. Nobody is talking about it, but this story may spell doom for Dalvin Cook coming to the Miami Dolphins. In fact, Dalvin Cook may be cooked. I'm not going to waste any time. I'm going to jump right into this. This is a story that got posted on the Star Tribune, which is the big newspaper out of Minnesota. And as you can read this headline, court filing. Ex-Viking Dalvin Cook offered his ex-girlfriend $1 million to absolve him of wrongdoing. And it gets worse. A sealed court filing says Cook wanted the woman to drop assault accusations in exchange for cash, but she declined. This is insane. I cannot believe we haven't heard about this. I've got some passages highlighted here to go over with you. So I'm going to scroll down. And the first thing, former Minnesota Viking star running back Dalvin Cook offered $1 million to a former girlfriend to clear him of wrongdoing, despite her previously sworn abuse allegations against him, according to a document filed in Dakota County District Court. He asked the woman to perjure herself. She had already filed a sworn affidavit. He said, "I'll give you $1 million to say you were lying." He asked the woman to perjure herself. And wait till you find out why. The revelation came in a now sealed filing by Graceland Trimble's attorney. The document was filed in opposition to Cook's request to bar testimony at trial of his cash settlement offers of $800,000 and then $1 million. So what he tried to do is, hey, we don't want anybody to know about this. Can we do that? And so they filed a motion going, no, we got to keep this quiet. Cook's initial offer of $800,000 came with a requirement that Trimble sign a sworn affidavit denying abuse claims. But Trimble has already testified under oath that Cook physically abused her. The $1 million offer required Trimble to send a letter, not to the court, not sworn testimony, just a letter to the NFL absolving Cook of wrongdoing. So what you have to understand here is what he's trying to do is circumvent Roger Goodell and the personal conduct policy. He could care less. There wasn't even an arrest. He wasn't worried about the arrest. He's worried about what Roger Goodell and the PCP are going to do. We already know about the PCP. Tyreek Hill is still waiting on the PCP. Alvin Kamara is going to have to deal with the PCP. These guys are just out of it, man. They're just doing crazy shit and expecting people to, just help me out here. Let's continue. And this is where it gets good. Attorney Daniel Craig wrote that Cook's initial offer was, quote, not only evidence of a crime, end quote, but admissible at trial to show he tried to coax Trimble to perjure herself by changing her sworn testimony. This guy, Dalvin Cook, who everybody has been drooling about coming to the Miami Dolphins, this guy, Dalvin Cook, tried to get this woman to perjure herself so that he wouldn't be subject to the personal conduct policy. He offered her $800,000. She said, no, I ain't doing it. He said, I'll give you $1 million. No, I still ain't doing it. That, as the attorney says, is evidence of the crime, but forget the crime. What kind of guy does this? Wait till you hear this. It gets better. Trust me, it gets a lot better. Oh my God. So as we continue, the attorney says this does not pass the smell test and can and should be admissible as evidence of Cook's consciousness of guilt. The Star Tribune obtained a copy of the document hours before it was sealed by the judge. So this wasn't supposed to be seen. This was never supposed to see the light of day. And luckily, the Star Tribune got a copy of it before it was sealed. Wow. Absolutely wow. A hearing on the recent filing is set for Monday. So you're watching this video on Friday. Maybe you don't watch it on Friday, but there's going to be more information that comes out in a couple days because of the hearing on Monday. Let's continue. In November 2021, Trimble filed a lawsuit against Cook alleging physical and emotional abuse. He then countersued and filed a defamation suit against her. Both cases are still pending. So he's saying, no, she's defaming me. Okay, well, if she's defaming you, that would mean that it didn't happen. But then you're asking her to take $800,000 and then $1 million to say it never happened. Why would I have to offer you any money except for the case now you've just admitted it happened? It's going to kill his defamation lawsuit completely. Now here's the damning information against Dalvin Cook and why I say Dalvin Cook is cooked. If Roger Goodell reads this and he reads this deposition, check this out. This is a deposition that Dalvin Cook did, meaning he went into court, raised his hand, and said these things. Quote, in a deposition, Cook said he was aware his lawyers had initially offered Trimble $800,000 in May to provide a sworn affidavit exonerating him of the wrongdoing. After Trimble's lawyer told Cook's counsel to go pound sand, the lawyers increased the offer to $1 million, which she also said, nah, no thanks. That higher offer required Trimble to sign a letter to the NFL relieving Mr. Cook of any wrongdoing. He tried to coerce the witness with $1 million bribe to tell Roger Goodell, nah, he didn't do it. Nah, he didn't do it. I was just kidding when I swore out the affidavit. I was just kidding when my lawyer signed the document. I'm sorry, yeah, I perjured myself, but I'm going to get $1 million. And this woman said, nah, that ain't happening. Trimble rejected both offers, as I said. Craig's latest filing also describes Trimble's sworn allegations against Cook, and this is where it gets really, really nasty. Saying that after he threw her over a couch and into a coffee table, her forehead and nose gushed blood. When she went upstairs to wash off the blood, Dalvin Cook followed her, threw her down, pinned her, punched and choked her, then grabbed his rifle, pointed it at her head, and yelled death threats, the filing said. Are you effing kidding me? Are you effing kidding me? Dalvin Cook took this woman, threw her down, allegedly, threw her down, pinned her, choked her, punched her, and then pointed a rifle at her head. And this is the guy everybody is salivating about bringing to the Miami Dolphins? Do you want to win that friggin' bad? Is it that important for you to win a Super Bowl that you want to bring this type of guy, this kind of hood rat, onto the team? If it's true. But then again, I don't know anyone who would pay $1 million to write a letter to Roger Goodell telling it wasn't true. I would just fight it out. I would just let the lawsuit happen. But no, Dalvin wants to give her $1 million to please perjure yourself. Do whatever you need to do so that Roger Goodell doesn't use the personal conduct policy against me. What kind of man is that? Let's continue. If all that wasn't enough, then it says at one point he grabbed a broomstick and beat her with it before throwing her against the wall. When she fell to the ground, Dalvin Cook continued to kick her in the hip and ribs before she got up and ran down the driveway in search of help, but he led her back to the house and took her phone. I can't believe nobody has been talking about this. I can't believe that nobody anywhere has discussed, I should have used the word disgust, hasn't used disgust and disdain when talking about Dalvin Cook. This is damning. This is, yeah, there's no police report because obviously he took her phone, she didn't call the police, but it's in court right now and it's a civil trial at this point, and the civil trial is going to move forward. And it's going to be her. I'm sure she's got pictures. I'm sure her friends have pictures of her getting beat up. This is worse than Alvin Kamara. He's a domestic abuser. He beat this woman, and I don't want any comments. I'll delete your comment and put you into oblivion if you stand up for a domestic abuser. He admitted to giving, or rather offering this woman $800,000. She said no go. He admitted that he knew his lawyers offered her $1 million, and she said no go. If she was only in it for the money, she would have taken $1 million and ran. Dalvin Cook was trying to cover his tracks before Roger Goodell got in. I don't even know how much the Miami Dolphins know about this. Offer off the table. Forget about it. Go with Mostert, go with Wilson. It would absolutely disgust me. I won't even probably buy my suite if they bring this type of guy into the locker room. Everybody is entitled to redemption. Everybody is entitled to forgiveness. But I'm sorry, I take domestic abuse very, very seriously. I watched what happened with my mom when I was a young boy. This is trash. This is a scumbag. Allegedly, if it happened. Yeah, it got me fired up. And you know what else gets me fired up? Is that nobody has been talking about it. They've swept it under the rug. This wasn't supposed to come out to the open. Not one single Miami Dolphins YouTuber has talked about it. They're all lathering his nuts, trying to get Dalvin Cook to come to the Miami Dolphins. The local beat reporters haven't reported it. I'm sure the local beat reporters have this reporter from the Star Tribune on speed dial. She's a big not national, but reporter at the Tribune. You're telling me you couldn't find out this information? You've been all keeping it secret? You've been all just saying, oh yeah, Dalvin Cook, he's gonna cook down here. Chris Greer, go ahead and cook. You guys make me sick. You absolutely make me sick. This guy beat the shit out of a woman, and as long as he can score touchdowns, everything was okay. I don't need to win that bad. I don't need to have subscribers that bad. If you don't like it, too effing bad. I don't want this kind of person anywhere near the Miami Dolphins locker room. You guys want to look the other way? That's on you. But the fact that he offered her $800,000, the fact that he offered her $1 million to lie to Roger Goodell, knowingly perjure herself to Roger Goodell so he could continue playing and getting a fat contract. Man, that's got me steaming. Let me know what you think. You think you're okay with, bringing a domestic abuser into the locker room? Are you okay with that? As long as he can score touchdowns? As long as he can run? Catch passes from Tua? Is that okay with you? Is that what we're all about here? If it is, maybe I need to look for a different team. But this is insane. Absolutely insane. And all you have to do is Google her name right now. Just Google her name and you'll see all the different news outlets beginning to pick this up. This isn't going away. This may be why he hasn't signed. I can't believe people are taking pictures of him training down here and trying to extol all his virtue as just being a great guy. Guy's a shitbag. I don't care. You put your hand on a woman, you beat her with a broomstick, you put a gun to her head, you're a shitbag. Tell me I'm wrong. Fins up.